I left TikTok like 3 months ago.
I don't even know what I want to do, that's the thing.
The completely empty rooms with no decorations, no nothing. I really wanted to do this room as cozy as possible.
Nope, not cozy.
I decided that I'm strong enough to DIY some stuff, and I was doing all of this secretly, ordering and buying so much stuff.
Oh my gosh.
Amazon ruined everything. Привет, дневник! I'm back with my life update again. In the last episode, we stopped at the moment when we moved to the new apartment and just bought necessities like bed, couches, washing machine and stuff like that. Let me show you the before of today's video. The completely empty rooms with no decorations, no nothing. In the bedroom, it's just the bed and that's it. It's like whole room with just the bed. In my studio, there was nothing completely. From the last apartment, I only had 2 carpets and mirror and a couple little paintings that I was drawing myself. And of course I went to Amazon to start filling all the spaces with beautiful stuff. I got a delivery from Amazon with my new table. This is really nice. Look at this, and it's pretty big. Ta-da! That's so beautiful! That looks so nice. I was planning to buy pampa grass to put in these vases, but I actually found one outside on the streets. It looks pretty good, but since it's real, it's shading a little bit, so I'm probably gonna change it. And my favorite ever purchased from Amazon for the studio is Oil Diffuser that looks like a fireplace. It makes the whole atmosphere in the room super relaxing. I was not only ordering things from Amazon, I decided that I'm strong enough to DIY some stuff. I have 3 of those drawers and I thought it would be really nice to transform them into organizer. I wanna glue them all together. I hope you didn't expect some advanced DIY techniques because it's not for this channel. I will just use tape. I'm gonna cut. I am not DIY person, I simply don't have so much patience to do all of this stuff, so my idea of DIY, just take the tape, put it around and everything is gonna be fine. I was doing DIYs in the beginning of my YouTuber's career in 2016 when I was starting my Russian channel, but this DIYs was kind of also tape DIYs when I would put tape around stuff, so my DIY abilities are very questionable. But I have to say, even with my broken hand and tape, I could create a really nice thing right here. I will not show you this closely, you don't want to see it super closely, it's so bad. My concept in this room was like super simple. I needed to have as much light stuff as possible. I really do love white color, but it's not because of this. When it's filming area and you film a lot of videos and a lot of lights reflecting from everything, you really need to have white walls or just gray or black, something super neutral, so it would not create any unnecessary, unneeded colors on your face and make your face look weird. And overall neutral backgrounds look so much better, so I decided to stop on the white
The orange
texture.
plastic here.
Oops, yes.
Pretend to feel cozy. Lay down. Hug a pillow at least. Nope, not cozy.
I really wanted to do this room as cozy as possible because this is not only the room where I would film and work, this is the room for me to get inspiration and all this like creativity. From the beginning I wanted to do everything Pinterest style, but then I realized that it would be too plain. I found a lot of posters that I can do on the wall, like a Pinterest vibe posters, but I decided that it's better to do my painting. I'm very rarely drawing paintings, but these paintings are mostly coming from my soul. For example, this is what I started drawing lately. You probably saw this in the previous video. This is not finished yet and I'm gonna finish it later. This is basically the representation of my anxiety, like whatever I felt with my anxiety, I'm just like putting it all on the painting, and I'm not just drawing just because, I'm only drawing when I have like strong feelings. So I thought filling little by little with time the whole wall with my paintings that would represent my emotions and some times in my life would be much cooler than just like some printings from Pinterest. And couch, exactly the same that we had in the living room. I really like those couches, so I thought the one exactly like this would be perfect in this room, in this studio. And that's how created this combination of aesthetic with this vases, these paintings, and my DIYs. By the way, about DIY, I found on Pinterest one photo that I was inspired with, and I thought that I definitely have to recreate this, and that's how I got the idea of creating an art piece in my studio. After buying so much stuff from Amazon for the apartment, I got so many boxes that I didn't know where to put. I didn't want to just throw them away. I thought that would be really cool to recycle them. This looks super not stable, but I'm gonna glue it all together with the tape. But my main idea is to have a lot of corners, so when the light would hit it, it would create the cool texture in the corner. I will use this stuff to make even more dimension and more corners around this thing. You see, I'm a true artist with the concept and with the tape as the main tool. It took me around a week to create this art, to combine all together, to apply this like paste, wait until it dries. Then I was polishing it for a very long time and I finally finished it. You can see it right here in the corner. I think it looks pretty good. Again, I'm not gonna show you this closer. Trust me, you don't want to see this closer. This is just for the background. So this is the final result of the studio. I'm super happy. I really love filming here because anywhere I put the camera is a nice angle right now and there's a nice background. I also brought my working table here in this room because it's so cozy and nice that it's so much better to edit here and work, and basically I just like to sit here a lot now. I even spend my days off in this room now because it's so nice and cozy and it gives me a really good vibe and energy. Studio wasn't the only project I did this month. I also worked with the bedroom, and I think this is my favorite project. My screen time on Amazon is over exaggerated. Like, I spent hours every day just trying to find good matching stuff, and I was doing all of this secretly so Brian wouldn't know about that. I wanted to make a surprise, so I planned everything and I placed an order on Amazon, and Amazon ruined everything. I ordered 2 night tables and only 1 night table came early. This freaking night table came in 4 days, and of course Brian went downstairs and received it. I was like, oh no, my surprise is ruined.
We don't need to do this like now. We can do this on the weekend.
Actually, want to do it now.
You want to do it now? Open it, but you can't use it yet. Okay, давай, promise me you're not gonna use it.
No way. No
Давай.
way. I can't promise you that. I can't promise you that. I'm sorry.
Ну давай.
That was funny. The only thing I could do is ask Brian to promise me not to use this table because there was no other one. Other stuff did not come yet. I did not have all the packages yet. I could not create any logical reason why the hell he could not use the night table that I bought. Luckily, the rest of the stuff came like the next day almost, and the day after that, and I was already kind of had everything except 1 night table. So I decided not to wait anymore. Let me tell you about the concept that I wanted to recreate in the bedroom. I always slept really good into hotel rooms. Something about these huge pillows and these crunchy blankets and this like cozy carpets and this like night tables, light, something was making me feel so good and sleep so much better. So I wanted to get this idea of the hotel room and recreate it into the bedroom. I had the same situation with paintings as in studio. On Amazon, on AliExpress, you can find a lot of nice posters that you put in the frame and they look super good and super nice. But when I was trying to match it, like nothing was matching. Everything looked so annoying and I didn't want anything super disturbing in the bedroom because this is place for sleeping and you just need to be relaxed and nothing should drag your attention anywhere. So I decided to draw it myself, just a basic gradient from beige to black. It looks a little pink, but it's actually beige. I think the biggest transformation was to buy these big pillows because we had really big bed. Like the bed was 2 meters by 2 meters, which is like super huge, and any pillow we would put on this bed, it looked so small. It looked like a joke. So putting big pillows under the small pillows made the bed look way more like a hotel bed. And of course, diffuser with oils to create this nice fragrance while we're falling asleep. I use aromatherapy a lot, so I wanted to create kind of unique fragrance for our bedroom, and I combined vanilla, sweet orange, and lavender oil for relaxation, and it smells really good.
What the fuck? What? Whoa. There's pillows. Holy shit. Oh my god, this looks like a... There's a rug. What? There's a whole... This looks like an actual bedroom now. What the heck? Oh my god. Oh my gosh. This looks like an actual bedroom now. What is this?
I just painted it.
What the fuck? Damn. Oh my god, yes. Alright, I'm gonna lay down. Watch out. Oh. Holy fuck. Wow. This looks like... it feels like a home now. So good.
Do you like it?
Yeah, I freaking love it.
Shit.
Oh. Warm. What the...
It looks nice, right? It looks so cozy.
It looks so freaking cozy.
Brian kept saying that we need a TV in the bedroom. I'm not such a TV fan in the bedroom, but I've been always dreaming about projectors. So I also ordered a projector, so we would have some movie night and we could just lay down on the bed and watch some shows. Yes, I'm transforming my apartment into a Pinterest. What are you gonna do about this? Just let me enjoy my life. I love every single corner of this apartment. It looks so nice, so beautiful, and it totally represents the way I feel. But I already thinking of moving out. And the reason of this is freaking noise. When we moved in, first of all, we have a road, so cars are passing by, and maybe it would be fine if we would not have huge construction happening behind our windows. I was already showing in one of the last videos this construction that's going on. This happening ever since we moved in. It's been already like 6 months, 7 months how we live here. The construction is not stopping. They doing something every single day and it's crazy. But on top of all of this craziness and madness that's happening, of the like big cars passing by and construction people hitting something, we also have festivals.
It is Sunday morning. We just woke up. It's craziness happening here.
I don't mind that people partying and having fun and enjoying their life, but I prefer to live somewhere far away from it. First of all, almost every Friday and every Saturday we having huge parties across the street when people playing music so loud that it's insanely. And second, for this time while we live in this apartment, we already had 3 huge festivals when people early in the morning was going with crazy like music instrument and was celebrating something. This is so much fun if you come for a week or for a month to visit, to travel and see the culture, but I started questioning like if I want to actually live here because this is too loud and I'm like getting overloaded really quickly and I need a lot of calm environment to live. It's just how my nerve system works. When we moved to the new apartment and That was like pigs passing by. How can I film videos like this? For now, I'm just trying to figure out if it's this area specifically or is it Colombia in general. Maybe we will go to another area, we will move to another area and it wouldn't be like this. I don't know. But the big chance that in May, when the rental contract will be over, we will probably move to another place. That was like one of the biggest things that I was doing in the 3 months, but another thing, I was taking like really good care of my health, mentally and physically, because I was talking about anxiety. In spring this year I got diagnosed, and since then I was trying to figure out everything that I would do, and the first thing I did, I quit social media. That was really hard because my TikTok, my Instagram, there was so much work involved in building the social media. I want to do a little disclaimer. I'm not trying to whine here. I'm just sharing my experience. I truly believe that being influencer doesn't matter if it's on TikTok, if it's on YouTube, on Instagram, is the best ever job that exists in this world. I did not find personally better job. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm doing it. But even though it's the best job in the world, it also has some downsides. This YouTube and this TikTok that I had in English, it's not my first social media. I also have other social media in Russia. I have my YouTube channel and I have my TikTok channel in Russian, and I had experience working with like really good brands, doing all of this stuff. And I think because I already did it in the past, this time I look at everything super completely different. I started noticing that whatever I need to do on TikTok is very, very toxic. Not even TikTok, Instagram, TikTok, basically the whole short content things that was going on, it felt like a huge marketplace. You creating content on this social media just so people would buy something. And for the past months, I had multiple days when I would just lay down and cry because I could not understand what's my role in all of this and how like I'm giving people's value. I don't even know what I want to do. That's the thing. Oh, that's why I left TikTok, because it was really not aligned with my goals. You just like post, and it's just infinite and it's not stopping. 5 videos a day. This like transforming people into robots. They're like a content conveyor that's like producing content. You burn out, you escape for 1 month, you come back, and people already left because there's other people that doing this content and they don't even remember your face anymore.
Content conveyor belt.
Yeah. And the only reward you get is brand deals, which means if you want to make money in this job, you have to make brand-pleasing content. Otherwise, no one will pay you. You go to Instagram, you see bloggers, they just like, the new product came out, go buy. Wow, the new lipstick. Oh my god. I just wanted to show you this box. This is the box of lipsticks and pencils. This is what I packed to Colombia. And now attention, I left TikTok like 3 months ago. Do you know how many times I opened this box? How many times I used at least 1 lipstick or pencil out of here? None. So whatever content I was creating with lipsticks, with all these pencils, it was just for freaking TikTok. No one in this freaking world need all of this lipsticks, pencil. No one. And you can blame influencers saying like, how dare you like promoting all of this stuff, but you would probably do the same thing on their spot, because when you get all this pressure of people offering you very expensive free stuff, it's impossible to say no. And the only reason I understand it now, because this is not my first social media. I'm so grateful to the universe that I got this break between my influencer time, because I was influencer in Russia and then I moved completely to a new country and I did not have anything. I had no social media, and for almost a year I left like a normal person and I kind of grounded myself, and I was like, what the hell was going on there? What was I doing? How did like I was so manipulated that I just didn't even know that. I don't want to be part of this system when you just have to be a robot, create so much content, like useless content, sell people something. That's not what I want to do. I hate it. I was sitting for a long time and I was trying to organize my thoughts, and I realized that on YouTube I have much more freedom, because on YouTube I have monetization, and whatever I show, I not depend on the brands, like on the brand deals. I don't need to sell anything. You already noticed, like I barely do any ads. I'm just saying no to 99% of ads. For the whole time of this channel, I did maybe 2 ads, and that's it. I'm saying no to all PR packages, like literally to all, except 3 when people offering me something that I already wanted to buy myself. Red light mask, I would buy it anyway without PR. And my smart ring that I already wanted to buy, and they offered me to send it, like to test it, and I was like, yes, I definitely gonna do this. I'm saying no to basically all makeup products. I can't believe I'm saying this. I'm really like turning down everything. I'm saying no to everything. I don't know how to transform it into career, how to make more money out of this, how to grow with this, because I have a lot of plans that requires a lot of money, but I will figure out. I don't know yet. Maybe I will find another job that I will work, but I don't know what to do. I probably will return to Instagram to post some photos or something like this, stories occasionally, but I don't think I will be returning to TikTok unless they change something. So yeah. Oh, I'm blubbering so much today, that's crazy, but I still wanted to share with you my walking situation. I should film much more often to not have so much stuff to blubber about. I bought treadmill finally. I'm walking a lot. The past days I walk like 15 to 17,000 steps every single day. Before you saw I was walking around the apartment, but now when I bought treadmill, now I walk every single day, around 2 hours every single day. It makes me super hungry, but it makes me feel super energetic. I have so much energy. I have energy for so much stuff. But the most important is that it removed my anxiety completely, with no pills, no nothing, like just walking. And I'm in shock, because why didn't they do this earlier? I think I should stop right here, because that's so much blubbering. This is a huge episode. If you have some stories to share, of course, let me know in the comments, and I will see you in the next video. Love yourself.